Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I welcome you to the first meeting of the Conference of YIP Speakers and Presiding Officers. And this is a very important group that regulates how each of the chapters are supposed to go. So, on that note, today's meeting is called to order. Let's take opening prayers from Bandaru Shankar, Right Honorable Bandaru Shankar, who is Speaker of India chapter. Please, you can do prayers in Telugu as well. It's not a problem. Bandaru, can you give us opening prayers? Well, if we can't hear from him, then Siyabonga Nzima from South Africa, would you mind giving us opening prayers? For the respect.
Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity. I don't mind. Dear Lord, greater God, may you please be with us as we convene this meeting. May you make this meeting be in peace. May everyone concur. May everyone be at peace. Go and contribute to the meeting. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Siyabonga Nzima from South Africa. I welcome you all to the first meeting of the Conference of YIP Speakers and Presiding Officers, which is item 3 on today's order of business. I would like to do item 3 briefly, then we'll go to item 4. So this is an important international body, and our gathering here is evidence of a collaboration within the network of Youth Impacts Parliament. We have India here, South Africa here, we have Ghana here, Uganda will join us soon, Kenya will join us soon, France will also join us soon, South Sudan will join us soon, Kenya as well will join us soon. And this tells you that this is a high-level meeting that we are holding. So it is of much pride that we can all gather here at different time zones just to take part and participate in today's conference. Moving to item 4, which is an orientation on Youth Impacts Parliament and the CYSPO, is straight ahead. So, what is Youth Impacts Parliament? Youth Impacts Parliament, as you can see, is basically a youth-led voluntary international organization dedicated to capacity building. And it is the parliamentary branch of Youth Impact Movement. Youth Impact Movement is global, but Youth Impact Parliament is country-based. Because of the differences in parliamentary structures in each country, it has made it impossible for Youth Impacts Parliament to cut across within the same structure. That made it relevant that it should be done based on countries. And each chapter is led with a head who could be speaker or president, dependent on the terminology being applied in your country. Currently, Youth Impact Parliament is in Ghana, is in Uganda, is in India, is in Namibia, is in Kenya, and is in South Africa. We are hoping to equally establish in France, South Sudan, DR Congo. Other countries such as Nigeria, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe have equally shown interest in joining our network. Over the last 5 years, Youth Impacts Parliament has made waves and has made hay whilst the sun shined. And for us in Ghana, we still stand as the most vibrant youth parliament in the entire country and leading as a model parliament that has become reference point to different parliaments. In Uganda, YIP is equally making waves, holding discussions, as well getting youth in space upon the happenings of their countries. When you go to Kenya as well, YIP is making waves, bringing youths together for their programs. And then when we go to South Africa as well, we are new over there, but it does not deny the fact that our leadership over there will equally make waves. And as you know, we are in Namibia. It is picking up in Namibia. But when we come to India, as well, we don't have any doubt that our speaker there will be leading waves. So we'll be hearing from him as well as to how things are going over there. And then when we come to France, we are hoping soon that our France chapter to be led by President de Parlement, Darlene Frimpong, would also be established soon. South Sudan as well, they have formed their groups. They are also collaborating to see the leadership that they'll come up with. And then if you go to DR Congo as well, currently our speaker is in Kenya, and when he goes back to DR Congo, it also starts his chapter. Now, for the conference of YIP speakers and presiding officers, is basically the body that contains all of us speakers to ensure that we have one voice and our impact is similar. And it is so far the first international body we have. The second is the YIP Forum of Women Parliamentarians, which is the second international body we have, which comprises of all females within the network, regardless of the country. Yes, but the conference is the first. It was the first that was established around 2 years ago. However, today, the same we are having our first meeting. Looking at the business of today, we'll be doing affirmation of leadership because the leaders were selected ahead of the first meeting about a year or two ago. And we'll be receiving status reports from each of our member countries, and then incoming members would also from there deliberate on our goal, which is to establish the Pan-African Youth Parliament. And then as well, other matters. Then we can, from there, we'll have resolutions on the way forward. And then we can go ahead with closing remarks and then end the day. This meeting can actually take just an hour, dependent on how vibrant we participate. So that is the orientation for today's session. Let's go to the next item. The next item is affirmation of leadership of the conference. When the conference was formed, these were the leaders that were affirmed to start. I myself, as the chair of the conference, I'm currently the president of the Senate for the Ghana chapter. And then I have two vice chairs. Vice chair affairs. As of then, I think we only had 3 chapters. So the next active person we could see was Right Honorable Adam Osman, who is Vice Chair Affairs, who is the Speaker of Parliament in Ghana. And the next person is Right Honorable Dennis Animukama, who is the Vice Chair Actions from Uganda, the Speaker of Parliament in Uganda. Now that the conference is having its first meeting, it's important to affirm leadership. The tenure of Right Honorable Adam Osman is due to end in August. And when that happens, you have to be a substantive speaker to occupy leadership in the conference. So it's important we deal with that matter. If the conference would allow, I'd like to recommend our good friend from Kenya. We would have Dennis rise from Vice Chair Actions to become Vice Chair Affairs. And then we'll have titles Gituku, who is the Speaker of Parliament for Kenya, to become Vice Chair Actions. And that will happen after the conference affirms that this leadership should take place at the end of the tenure of the Vice Chair Affairs. Honorable speakers, the floor is open for your contributions on this matter. Yes, Speaker Bandaru Shankar, Speaker Siyabonga, Deputy President Elisha Kim from Ghana, incoming President Darlin Frimpong. Please, what do you say upon this affirmation?
Hello, everyone. I hope you're fine. I'm very, first of all, grateful and blessed to be part of this conference YSIP, right? So, I'm happy to open a chapter in France, but I want to be honest. I would like first to enter with you in Ghana, as our lovely president John Dramani Mahama said. We can right now be a minister or part of the parliamentary, even though I have a dual citizenship, because as you can hear, my English is not very well because I'm a French. I was born in France, so I speak more French and Twi than English. So I wanted to have the knowledge with this parliamentary establishment, more advice, to know more about the constitution and know how things are, so I can really lead well in France after. So I don't know if you guys have, especially presidents, please, if you have an advice for me about it. What I
Sure,
say right now. Thank you so much.
sure. President Darlin Frimpong, no problem about that. As you know very well, you can start the chapter in France and lead, then hand over to someone else so that you can come to Ghana and continue your ambitions. It's not a problem about that. I can take you through all you need to know about governance in Ghana so that you can pursue your appreciations in Ghana as well. There is no problem about that. So I'll help you, will guide you so that you can do the France chapter. And then if you come to Ghana as well, we can take it from there. So don't worry, you are in good hands. Any question you have?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I wanted to know how 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 we will do the inauguration. I need to first establish a team, right?
Yes,
Before that,
yes. You need to get a team, a couple of people who are ready to work with you so that we give them some positions before the inauguration of the France chapter.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well noted. Thank you
But it
so
doesn't
much.
have to be plenty people. If you have gotten 5 committed people, we'll work with
Well,
them.
I wanted that number, because
Yes,
if I start with 12, 20, I don't want the quantity. I just want the quality of
exactly.
the what. Yeah, I want a good foundation, and after that we can add more people. I have I have almost 1,000 members. I can add them all, but it's not the aim. The aim is to establish a good foundation, to have a good, solid foundation at the beginning, so uh, the YIP in France can be established well and forever. Also, I want I want that thing to work.
Yes,
So 5 people, I'm okay with it. Thank you
exactly.
so much.
Exactly. So
Thank you
we
so
can work
much,
with
Chairman.
5. So just identify them and we give them the roles that they can do. And then we'll inaugurate your chapter. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very much.
so much. God bless you.
Yeah. Yes. It's coming back to the substantive matter. Affirmation of leadership. As I've already stated, the tenure of our vice chair affairs is due to end this August, and to hold a leadership role in the conference, you should be a substantive speaker. You'll still be a member of the conference, but to hold the leadership role, you have to be substantive. So, what do you think about when his tenure ends? Dennis will become vice chair affairs. Then our speaker from Kenya, Right Honorable Titus Gitiku, will become vice chair actions. Siyabonga Nzima, let's hear from you. South Africa, yes.
Yeah, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, I for one, I don't have a problem with that arrangement. I think it's great because even Leader Titus has been participating for quite some time, so he should have more experience, so he can surely assist better. I think it's great, sir. It's great.
Thank you very much for your vote of confidence. Bandaru Shankar from India. Bandaru Shankar from India. What do you think about the leadership of the conference?
Hello,
Yes,
hi, hello,
yes, we can hear you.
everyone. Sir, my name is Shankaran Bandaru and India. From I am YIP established in India. India is very good. Hello, clearly.
Yes, we can hear
Hello.
you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will definitely must be most important the YIP and established in India
Mm.
and the constitution and most
Mm.
important and totally corrected destination. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Can hear you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And just language problem.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, sure,
Okay,
sure, sure,
understand. Okay, understand. And everyone, please, thank you.
sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have our vice chair affairs joining us right now, Right Honorable Adam Osman. Vice chair, welcome to
So,
the
hello.
conference.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, so I take it that we are on one page. So I'd like us to move to the next item since we don't want to spend a lot of time here. The next item is a status report from each chapter. I would like Ghana to give the last status report. So, which country is ready to give status reports on their chapter right now? We want to know how your chapter is doing. What are your plans for the future? What are your challenges? Yes, I think India
Hello.
already gave. We could take
Yes,
that as
sir.
a state of
I'm
yes.
introduced. Yes. I'm introduced in YIP and Indian. Almost all of every people is ready. Totally completing the committees. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, sir, I will definitely continue the YIP and India. I will definitely develop the country.
Exactly. Please, I want to highlight that
Okay.
Speaker Bandaru Shankar from India is a very committed member. Since 2023,
I'm
he has been
okay,
committed to
sir.
the cause of YIP. It's just
Okay, sir.
communication that has been hindering us. Yes. So
Yes, sir.
you are currently in Andhra Pradesh State. Is it possible
Yes, sir.
to?
Yes, sir.
We just want you to keep it in Pandra and Estate. Is it possible to get other people who are equally fluent in English to join the chapter? Because English is very important. They cannot only speak Telugu. So if you can get more people who are fluent in English to join the chapter
Yes,
so
sir.
that we can equally communicate with them, I think that will
Okay.
work.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, sir. Okay. I can understand.
Yes. Thank you very much. Please, any question to our speaker from India? He has given his status report.
Yes.
Please, any question to our speaker in India on his status report? Okay, I take it that members are okay with um
Okay. Okay.
yes. I take it that members are okay with our speaker.
Sir, I'll definitely get ready. Some people's in the YIP.
Yes, yes. So if it's actually 10, is it 10:30 in India right now? I think it's 10:30 in India. Yes, yes, it is 10:30 in India right now, and
Get that.
Bandaro Shankar is still with us. So, since he has done the most important thing,
Yes.
at any point in time that he leaves us, we would allow him because it's quite late in India right now. So, thank you very much, Bandaro Shankar. We want you to continue being committed to the cause. And we know India will equally pick up very, very, very soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So, let's go to South Africa. South Africa, status reports on your chapter. What is going on? How far with recruitment of members? Um, and are you holding your next sitting? Yes, status reports, please.
Thank you, Hakeem, sir. Thank you, Hakeem. Currently, we've held our first, it was a meeting, we held our first meeting with the 4 members that we've already, are already in our groups. We was cast with Tennessee about the chapter in different regions. So to recruit at least 5 people will form a structure for our chapter. And after that, that stage is currently running. We're still in that document stage. But now the challenge we're only facing the people are being called in parliament, especially in Ghana and South Africa. I think it's different. Chapter, or must set it in the way South African parliaments are. Currently, matter of that structure is also on. But I think we're doing fine in South Africa so far. The members that I have recruited firstly are doing great and are committed to the job. It's almost, I think that's all we can report for now because there is nothing much we have done in South Africa except for the recruitment stage and capacitating one another on how parliamentary works in the settings from South Africa, even from Ghana. or Uganda, the way they are different. That's what we've been busy with lately since. But we are going to be holding another meeting before August, before the 1st of August. You didn't come up with a date, but it supposed to be before August. We'll be holding our second meeting where we'll be bringing out the people we've already recruited, the people we've recruited. As I've said, that each person must recruit 5 people. You are 4. It will be about 20 people that must be part of the meeting that we'll be doing around July. Before August, it's around July. That's how far we are. I think that's all I can report for now.
Oh, fantastic. That was a comprehensive report there. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Siyabonga Nzima from South Africa. Um, uh, uh, Clearly, you are putting things in place. I think the same advice that I've given to our speaker from India, I think will work. We are not in a speed to expand to all provinces. I think if you can just get people within the province that you reside in, I think that will help so that it will be easy for you to mobilize. If they are all within the province that, or even the town that you reside in, it will be easier for you to meet and discuss than being from different provinces. Just as in Ghana, we all started from the Volta region before we expanded. So the current people that you have, if any of them is from different provinces, no problem. But maybe any new person that you bring should just be from your province so that it will be easy to manage. Yes, Siyabonga.
Yeah, the group we're currently busy with, it's in my it's just that the province is divided because Africa is 9 provinces. So currently I'm in Mpumalanga and we're dealing with Mpumalanga, but it's run by a single parliament, a provincial parliament. The national parliament is South African parliament is still different regions. I think yes. We're under the same district. That's why. So it's very important if we can create setting to everything work.
Oh, okay. I think I had breaks when you were speaking, but I'm certain I got a sense of what you were saying. I'm certain I got the sense from what you're saying. Members of the conference, any contributions or questions to our South African speaker? Or you want to contribute? Or you are okay?
Pardon, sir.
Yes, I was asking for contributions from members of the conference on your reports.
All right.
Okay. Okay, I think we are good with South Africa. So yes, South Africa is equally going to rise up. What we are going to do is I'm going to give a report on behalf of the speakers that have not joined the conference meeting yet, so that Speaker Adam Osman will rather give the report on Ghana. So I know I haven't told him, but he is a very brilliant speaker, and then I know he will have something to say on our status report. So please permit me to give a report on Namibia. So Namibia chapter is currently led by one Lucas Ngasipola from Windhoek. That is the capital city of Namibia. And the chapter was formed since 2024. When we inaugurated the chapter, he held an orientation session with about 20 people to tell them about how we do and who we are. He is a legal practitioner, a lawyer by profession, and since then he has been working on registering youth impact parliaments in Namibia with, I think, the National Collaborative Board or something like that. For the last, should I say, last year and a half, he had become a little bit busy due to his legal proceedings and stuff, but has not forgotten Youth Impact Parliament. If he would have been here, he would have said the same thing. I think the issue he's encountering is that people in Namibia want to see a little bit of legal documentation and then what is really going on, and because before they join. So that is the issue he's having. The main problem in Namibia is increasing membership. So apart from those 20 people and him, we haven't added anyone yet, but we are encouraging him to round up more people to join in Namibia. Thank you very much. Please, any contributions or questions to YIP Namibia? Okay. If there are no questions, then I'll take it that we are okay with that status report. I think the next country will be Kenya, then Uganda. So for Kenya, Kenya is led by Kenya was established in 2025, and the founding or pioneering speaker was Alex Ndasiaba, who is a DR Congo nationalist who was pursuing further studies in Kenya. He rounded up a few of his colleagues, but after establishing, he was encountering problems with the registration because he was a foreign national in Kenya. Registration was becoming a problem. I think they wanted Kenyan nationalists to be part of the document because if you're a foreigner, I think it comes with different sets of prices and then issues. And he was purposely there for educational studies. So it was becoming a very big issue. And then he decided to step down and yield the seat of speakership to Right Honorable Titles Gitiko, who is a Kenyan nationalist, so that registration and all this could go on. So he led the chapter for about a year before he stepped down in late 2025 to I think 2026 for Speaker Titles Gitiko to take up leadership. And when Speaker Titles Gitiko came, he also round up a couple of the committed ones, including the Deputy Speaker, Lucy Akoff, and then a couple of people. And now he has a full leadership. And a sitting was held to swear them in as well. I think Titles is also a lawyer, so he understands the system very well. He has been working on registering the chapter in Kenya, and then he has a very active deputy speaker who is equally part of the East African Youth Parliament. Yes, Titus himself recently won elections as youth senator for Mount Kenya Youth Parliament. So that was just recent. It was this year that all these things happened. So Kenya is faring well. The membership is increasing. So that is the status report on YIP Kenya. Please, any questions or contributions to YIP Kenya? Okay. I take it that there are no questions. So we'll move to YIP Uganda before we take YIP Ghana. YIP Uganda, that was the first international chapter started right back in 2022. It was started by one speaker, Leonidas Kereski Asime, who is a Ugandan nationalist. He started the chapter and led the chapter for about, I think, 2 to 3 years. And he stepped down due to a new job that he got. And that job was very clear that he must not be associated with anything leadership or political. And YIP seemed to be one. Uganda is a little bit polarized due to the influence of the President Museveni. So, in order to secure his job, he decided to step down as speaker, and he recommended, I think, the majority whip, Dennis Animukama, who is currently our vice chair actions, to take up the leadership. Dennis was sworn in, and then he has been leading the chapter for more than 2 years now. Uganda chapter is actually growing. In their group, they have over 300 participants, but the actual members will just be like 50 because it was an open group. They have a fully established leadership. Although the person who founded the chapter stepped down, he's back on the road and he's currently the deputy speaker. I think the then deputy speaker was, is it Kawaki Waswa? But Kawaki is now dormant. So Linados has become the deputy speaker and they have a full leadership. The issue currently in Uganda is that the leadership and members are scattered around counties within Uganda. And it is going to be Dennis Animukama, who is the speaker, is residing in Kampala City, which is the capital town of Uganda. But the issue is that the members are widely scattered around the entire of Uganda, and it's going to be very difficult to get them together for a physical sitting. They have not held any physical sittings since start because they are having issues even raising money locally. But they have held since establishment nothing less than 7 online sittings, and have held nothing less than 10 panel discussions. Just recently, they held a panel discussion on the establishment of the 12 parliaments of Uganda, and it was a worthwhile discussion. So the current issue with Uganda actually associates with funding and then widespread of members. So online sitting appears to be the only way forward. But they have on countless occasions consulted Ghana to see how they can adapt the Ghanaian model to hold physical sittings because they have been following keenly what is going on in Ghana. So that is the status report on the Uganda chapter. Please, any questions? Are there any questions or contributions to the status reports for YIP Uganda? Please, you can raise your hand if you have or anything like that. Okay, I take it that we are all okay with the status report. So now we would like to take Ghana. I would like to call on Right Honorable Adam Osman to just give a status report ex tempo. Thank you.
Good evening, honorable members. Right, honorable members. It's delightful to finally meet you, even though not in person, but to this virtual meeting. I hope everyone is fine. For Ghana, Ghana is the mother of all the parliaments. So for us, you have been sitting every month since the inception of the parliament. So we are now in the fifth parliament, and hopefully we'll be having our next sitting next week Sunday, which will be a joint sitting together with the Senate, which is the upper chamber. I hope you all know that for Ghana, we have adopted the bicameral legislature. That's how come we are having the Senate and the lower chamber with the parliament. We have, as I mentioned, we have sat every month, and we'll be sitting this Sunday, which is the month of June, for the month of June. And we have successfully passed our first bill, which is the Forum for Women Parliamentarians. And this Sunday, we'll be passing our second bill, which is the YIP Campus Club, to help bridge the gap between our young ones in our second cycle education and what we do in Parliament, like the legislative governance of the country. So we are trying to bring it to their doorstep. So that's how come we have to pass this bill. After that, my fifth parliament, the fifth parliament will dissolve somewhere in August, and hopefully we'll see a new cycle of leaders. So for that's basically for the Ghanaian chapter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the brilliant status reports being delivered. Please, any questions or contributions to the reports from the Ghana chapter? Yes. Okay. I'll take it that we are all good. We are all good. Siyabonga, you wanted to ask a question? Okay. Let's hear you.
Yes, I wanted to ask. So about it, he said you've passed a bill for a women's parliament. So I want to understand, it's a separate parliament for women only, or and then the other one that is going to be mentioned. I couldn't get it, the name of it, the conference. It's a conference, so it's what the other one, because mentioned the women's parliament and the other one. Can you please explain the two? What are they in their purposes? Thank you.
Okay. So Right Honorable Siyabonga, when you look at Parliament as a whole, we thought it wise that it's better for women to have their own association, so that they have a cup of leadership in handling women affairs. You get it? So that association or the form of women is not different for Parliament. It's just like an association under the Parliament where the leadership deals with solely women issues. When it comes to the organized forum for like the menstrual hygiene for ladies, for our honorable members, anything that deals with women, they are in charge. But they are not different like so the ladies, or let me say the honorable members who are females from both the Senate and the Parliament come together to form the Forum of Women Parliamentarians. So anything that will deal with the women in all the chapters, yeah, so they deal with them. You get it? Because we women, we don't fully understand ladies, so I think it's best for ladies to handle their own affairs and how to treat their selves. And the second one is the bill that I was talking about, the YIP campus bill. You see, we are expanding. If you are expanding, we are not only expanding internationally. we need to send legislative affairs or parliamentary affairs to the doorstep of our young ones. You get it? So in Ghana, there's something called senior high schools. The senior high schools is lower than the university level, the college and the university level. So like how every campus they have let's say Red Cross Club, we have Readers Club, Debate Club, and everything. We want to launch the YIP Campus Club. You get it? That means it's a club
Yes,
where
yes.
when you join, you understand everything parliamentary there. So its goal is to bridge the gap, to make our young ones learn about legislative affairs. And successfully, we have launched the first one, which is the Ola campus. There's a school here in Ho called Ola Senior High. We have successfully launched the first chapter. But to continue, we need like a document, and we need administrators who will take care of those clubs. You get it? You can't leave it hanging like that. So we need a solid backing. That's why we are bringing on the bill. After we debate it in Parliament as a house, then when approved, we'll take it clause by clause, session by sessions. Then when approved by the House, we send it to the Executive Director for assent. Then it becomes a law. So meaning we have a legal backing when it comes to our YIP Campus Club. So basically, that's the difference. One is for the ladies, and this is for our young ones who are interested in learning legislative functions.
Oh, I get it. I get it. It's a beautiful, beautiful idea. Thank you very much. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you.
You're welcome, Honorable.
Thank you very much. Please, are there any questions or something to add? Constantina, you want to add something? Or you have a question, or we are good to go? Okay. So I take it that is a fantastic report from Ghana chapter. So before we leave this one, as I've stated, France, we are working on starting the France chapter. So as discussed today, the President Darlene Frimpong from France is championing that. When we go to South Sudan is also an incoming chapter. South Sudan is also led by one of our committed, a young guy who came, he wanted to start. His name is Moses Mabio Wek from South Sudan. I think he's also a lawyer as well. He's in legal practice in South Sudan, and he's very interested in this. So we created a group, and a lot of members are joining. He's now recruiting leaders so that South Sudan chapter will also be launched. DR Congo, as I've already stated, when Speaker Alex Ndasiaba goes to DR Congo, and then he'll start that chapter as well. Potential chapters to be formed, nothing has been started yet, but there are potential chapters. We have Nigeria. We have someone in Nigeria who is looking to gain his interest to start the Nigeria chapter for us. Currently, he's in Lagos State, and I guess it will be operating in Lagos State. Another is Tanzania. There's one called Dennis. I've forgotten the surname, but it's also called Dennis from Zimbabwe. I think it's rather Tanzania, if I'm right. He has shown interest. That was, to be frank with you, about 2 years ago. I think he wants to find his feet before he starts as well. There is one other guy who showed interest, a very young guy. I just can't remember the country, but he really shown interest. I'm sure he's even a teenager. So I think the issue with him is that he hasn't really grasped the vibe to start such a thing yet, but he's of keen interest of starting. I think I'll get the country later. And I think the last one is Zimbabwe. Currently, the person who has shown interest in starting it for us in Zimbabwe is doing something in Zambia right now. So I think when he gets to Zimbabwe, he'll probably get things on to start. So if we are lucky by the end of the year, we might have as much as 10 chapters. We are not in rushing. We just want it done well. Please, does anyone wants to share ideas on or maybe contribution or questions on this expansion report? Okay, I'll take the silence as we are okay with this status report. So this brings us to the end of the status report business. Please, let's go to a very important business. The YIP Pan-Africa Virtual Youth Parliament. YIP Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliament. To be frank with you, it is not a new idea. It has been in our concept paper from day one. If you go and check the inauguration in 2022, you see that it is actually part of our mission, I think vision, to become a virtual Pan-African Youth Parliament. We have used virtual because it is easier to meet online over 55 countries than to meet physically. It can be a virtual youth parliament, but when resources are gotten and members can gather in one country, we'll do that. But it's purposely going to be a virtual youth parliament, and it is mainly going to consist of chapters that are already existing. We cannot have a representation in the YIP Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliament if a chapter is not existing in the country, which means if a country wants to join the YIP Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliament, he has to ensure there is a chapter there, because the membership of the Pan-African Youth Parliament is going to be registered leadership and members of existing chapters coming together to form one big youth parliament, which is the YIP Pan-African Youth Parliament. Yeah, so that is the incentive. It's going to have leadership. The Speaker of the Pan-African Youth Parliament, and it's going to have 5 deputy speakers who are supposed to, just as we have in the Pan-African Parliament, they have the president of the parliament and 4 deputy presidents. Africa has 4 zones. Is it 4 zones? I think it's 5 zones. So the president and the 4 must come from each of the zones. So the president and the 4 in the current Pan-African Parliament are coming from the 5 zones. We have the Central Africa Zone, West Africa Zone, North Africa Zone, South Africa Zone, and East Africa Zone. Africa has 5 chapters. So we are equally going to have the Speaker of the Pan-African Parliament and then 4 deputy speakers. And out of the 5, we are hoping to get from each of the zones. To make that real, it means we need to have a chapter in all the zones. But we are growing. We are growing at a good pace. We are not rushing. So we would work with, as of the time that the YIP Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliament will be established, every zone will surely be represented in the speakership of the parliament. But the hope is to expand to all the 5 zones so that we can have the speaker and deputy speakers. At least each zone will present a speaker or deputy for the Pan-African Youth Parliament. And I think the office of the clerk is also supposed to have reps from each of the zones, as well as the marshals. And I think each caucus is supposed to have their own leadership. In the Pan-African Parliament currently, every caucus, every zone has its own leadership. There's a leader for the zone, deputy leader, whip, and 2 deputy whips, making 5. And every zone from the countries that are in that zone, they elect their own caucus leadership. So if we also want to replicate, we would equally need to have that. So it's a big concept. It's a big concept. And just as I followed the Pan-African Parliament, they also equally have the women caucus. And the women caucus leadership as well ensure that all zones are represented in their caucus chairperson. Yes, so, but I think that one will come later on. But the most important to note is that you can't call the thing Africa if the zones that are, so far as they are present in the parliament, cannot be represented in leadership. So, dependent on how we expand, we can get all zones. I think having investigated, we currently have West Africa, which is Ghana, Central Africa, Kenya is Central Africa, Uganda is East Africa, South Africa is Southern Africa. I think Namibia is also Central Africa, but I don't think we have Northern Africa yet. Northern Africa will be Morocco, Egypt, and the rest. So I think the only zone that we currently don't have, I would investigate and check the facts. The only zone that we currently do not have in Youth Impact Parliament Network is the Northern Zone. But apart from the Northern Zone, we have all zones. So from among the members coming from all zones, each type of leadership, speakership, clerks, marshals, they are to have officers coming from all the zones. And then each zone would have their elected caucuses. So they'll have their leader, deputy leader, chief whip, first deputy, and second deputy whips. 5 leaders of all the zones. Now, talking about how soon the Pan-African, the YIP Pan-African Youth Parliament will meet, it's going to be twice in a year. It's going to be twice in a year, which will be held virtually like this. Twice in a year, all of us will come together and hold a sitting as Africa's Youth from the Network of Youth Impact Parliament. Africa's Youth from the Network of Youth Impact Parliament. And it's going to be a very important thing. We would ensure that we send invitation to the ECOWAS Parliament, the East African Parliament, and then the Pan-African Parliament as well. I think the Sahel will also have their groups. We would like to have at least someone from there. I think we can easily get access to, I think Zaneto is second vice president of the Pan-African Parliament, right? Yes, I think she's second vice president. So if this idea kicks up, that is all we are going to have. For now, we don't have any paperwork for it, but I think I'm going to work on the paperwork, and at our next meeting as a conference, we'll look at the paperwork and evaluate it as a conference and ensure that all our views from diverse African communities are all represented before we start it. So this is the deliberation, this is the proposed, the ideas on the proposed YIP Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliament. Please, any questions, contributions, or clarifications on this? Right, Honorable Siyabonga. Yes, please. Yes, please. You can speak. Yes, Siyabonga Nzima, please unmute and speak.
Oh, ish. Sorry, I thought I've already muted. My mistake. Unmute. Okay. I wanted to ask about the bills. As for if the bill is passed through the region or through the zone, will it be binding all the chapters, or will make a complement? Will make sure that the bills you pass each region become complementary. They don't contradict. on other regions. That's what I want to get clarity on how will it be on that way when we launch the bills or initiate the bills. Thank you.
I think you are talking about the bill Speaker Adam Osman spoke about. No, that bill is for YIP Ghana.
No, not that bill. No, not that bill. I was asking based on the vision with Parliament.
Oh,
as
okay.
you were explaining that yes, it will have 5, for example, 5 deputy speakers and a speaker representing each region or each zone.
Yes.
So let's say for each zone, if I've heard you correct, you said each zone will have its own structure that will be focusing
Yes,
on the
each
structure of
zone.
Parliament. Each zone.
Yes, each zone
Yes.
will first have one of their members part of the speakership, part of the clerks, part of the marshals, and then each zone will have their own leadership, their leader, deputy leader, whip, and 2 deputies. Yes.
So it will be like, will those zones be able to maybe draft policies for those zones that they're representing? And will those be policies that will be drafted must be complementary to other regions or other zones, or have mutual work without contradicting one another? That's what I want to get clarity on.
Yes. First of all, the Pan-African Parliament is to unify all zones. But as you have stated, every zone is different. So issues that are zone specific, and so it becomes very necessary before the Youth Pan-African Parliament will take a decision on it that will affect them. But as much as possible, the cause is to unify, not to break down. So I'm not sure we'll have issues coming that we would have to make a decision that will affect only a zone. It depends, but the vision is to unify and not to break down. The vision is to unify all zones and not to break down all zones.
Oh, no. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes.
True. We must not create something that will cause distraction within the other regions. I think it's perfect. It's perfect. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Yeah. So just to reiterate, the vision is to unify all zones, not to break all zones. So we are coming to have one voice as youths in Youth Impact Parliament, one strong African voice. That one Youth Impact Parliament, united African voice. That is the agenda of the Pan-African Youth Parliament and not anything else. Yes, Speaker Adam Osman, please, any contributions or questions or clarifications?
No, I don't think so. I know you have spoken a lot about the long-term vision, and I hope when it gets there, we'll all collaborate and make this vision a reality. And our brothers from the Sahel region, I don't know how we'll be able to get them because they have moved from democracy, like you get it. So they are under military rule. So we don't know how we'll get them for them to join if it is not practiced in their region or in their country. So I think it's something we have to sit down and deliberate about how we'll go about that.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I think it's a headache we have to ponder over. Yes, Siyabonga, you have a contribution to that.
No, I wanted to second what Mr. Usman is saying.
Yes.
It's great. We need to get the Sahel region because currently it seems like it's separated, it's secluded from how we practice our democracy, because their president has already declared that there is no democracy now there. They are using a different system, but I think we will need the youth to be part of YIP Parliament so that you can have a unified voice, as we were saying, Mr. Chairperson of the session. I think it's correct.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. I equally agree with Speaker Adam Osman. Um, I'm just wondering over it. They are not practicing democracy. They are under military juntas. So I think they will be scared about joining a unifying group. But I am optimistic that there will be some youth there who will be open to join the YIP network, because I think the Sahel states are part of North Africa. I think Mali is part of North Africa, except Burkina Faso, who is in West Africa. Mali is part of North Africa. Yeah, so I'm optimistic we can still get it, because currently in Mali, I know although they have a military president, they still have a prime minister, they still have an active parliament. Just that their decisions can still be overtaken by decreased by the military president, but they still have a working governance institution. So we'll find a way to get through them. I think let's all be open. If we have friends over there, we can share their contacts and then we'll get close to them and see how they can help us establish a chapter. That is how we can get there. Yes, I think that's how. So a brilliant submission from Speaker Adam Osman. Constantina, please, any contribution or questions or clarity on the YIP Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliament?
Hi, Mr. Viglo, Honorable Viglo. Thanks so much for the opportunity, and I want to say kudos to all of us. We are doing our best, and the greater ones are yet to come. Well, I think I have few contributions, but I'm just thinking if I could do that back door.
Um, I I would really love you to say it here, no matter how controversial they will be, because we need different people who think differently to help us shape our minds and stuff. So, please, with all due respect, although you might think they might be controversial, I think you should still share them for the benefits of others.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So it's a great initiative. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's a great initiative. I'm just thinking if we can really establish the chapters we have now very well before we expand fully, because aside from Ghana's parliament, the Youth Impact Parliament Ghana's chapter, I don't think the other chapters really have a strong presence online. Meaning that if we are talking about Pan African virtual um, l- l- parliament, the other chapters should also have a strong presence online. That is what I have noticed. So if we can just work on that fully before expanding, I think that would be great.
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. You have actually just told us what is happening there. It's true. Apart from Ghana, the others don't appear to sit like us. I know very well it is not their wish to be so, but I know they will catch up. And we in Ghana have to equally extend our support to them. We are one family, so please, we are friends on the platform. Let's speak to them, ask them what's going on, how we can support them, because they need a lot of encouragement. And I know that they will catch up. And I believe that when the timing is right, this one will kick in. I can assure you that we are not in a rush to set up the YIP Pan African Virtual Youth Parliament, because it is, as a matter of fact, a long term vision. So we are not in a rush to set it up, but we must be ready so that when the timing is right, we'll hit it up. So for now, not even a paperwork has been drafted apart from mentioning it in our movement, in our concept paper. But I think from here, we'll start working on the paperworks. And then when we feel we are now ready to start it, then we'll start. But along the line, the conference can be going through the paperwork to be making adjustments, because some of these paperwork have to be done well. Because if the paperwork is not done well, people cannot read and understand what exactly we mean. So we can use the conference for now, can be preoccupied by finalizing the paperwork. Could be in a year, could be in 2 years. And whenever we feel, yes, we are ready as Youth Impact Parliament to start our Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliament, we will start. So whilst we are working on the paperwork, let's try and see how we can extend to our Sahel brothers and other chapters and see how we can help our existing chapters to catch up with us in Ghana. They might not work as fast as we in Ghana, but they will still catch up with us. Yes. Yes, Constantina. Okay, thank you very much. Please, are there any other contributions on the Pan-African Virtual Youth Parliaments? Okay. I take it that we are all okay. So please, let's go to item 8 on the order of business. Any other matters? Please, are there any other matters to bring to the attention of the Conference of YIP Speakers and Presiding Officers? Are there any other matters? Okay. I don't think there is any. So let's move to item 9, resolutions and way forward. The conference, and I refer to the provisions. Where is this? I don't looking at the conference is to sit. I think the conference is to sit quarterly. Is it quarterly? I would like our next meeting to be. We are in the first half of the year. I would like the conference to be sitting nothing less than 2 times in a year. We are currently in the first quarter of the first half of the year. So I think our next meeting as a conference can be in the second quarter. And hopefully by then, we could get at least something to look at. And we'll still receive status reports and stuff before we deliberate on how we are moving. I'm sure by then we would have had South Sudan, France, and then maybe even Nigeria, or maybe Zimbabwe also set up to join us as a family. So I think that's our way forward. It's very important to note that we all here love YIP to the bottom of our hearts, and we can't say anything. I'm going straight to number 9, closing remarks. We can't say anything but to say I love you to all of you for how far you love YIP. And we know that everything is going to go on well. May I say we are grateful to the Lord Almighty and Allah for life, giving us life to be here. And we thank all our speakers, both present and absent, for making this a possibility. Finally, after years of establishing the conference, we have finally had our meeting. And we did so not inviting any external person because this is our first meeting as an internationally. And it's important to understand our bedrock before inviting guests. So maybe at our next meeting, in the second half of the year, we would have a guest to come and speak with us and know how we are doing. And hopefully the attendance will also be encouraging. So for now, I'm very happy about the progress, seeing all of us joining from different time zones, even from India. India has even joined us. And it is a very good thing to have this happen. YIP is here to stay, and we are going to make more airwaves as time goes on. Thank you very much. So adjournment. This is not a parliamentary sitting, so just as the meeting was called to order, I'll hereby adjourn the meeting of the Conference of YIP Speakers and Presiding Officers to the second half of the year for our second meeting. Thank you very much. Conference duly adjourned.